4.0 Challenge Award ceremony this evening. So hopefully we should listen or hear some great presentations this evening, and of course our esteemed guests as well from industry here as well. So before we start, just a little bit of housekeeping. So there's no fire alarms sort of planned for this evening. So if you do hear anything, we're going straight out of the fire exit doors and across the road over the bridge. And of course, there's toilet breaks if you do need to go out for a break. Again, out of these doors, out through the Executive Development Centre, and on your left, you can find the facilities there. Right, so without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Joanna, who will sort of start off the.
Thank you, Tars. Oh, look at that, I'm on mic'd for sound. I am sponsored by Strepsil today. Forgive my voice, so I've used the whizzy kit that we've got in this room, isn't it? Fabulous. Quite appropriate for a digital celebration. My name is Joanna Smith. I'm the Head of Department of Management, and I'm delighted that this event and these activities sit within my department. They obviously go beyond the department as well, but hugely excited and very proud to welcome everyone today. If I can start by welcoming our students, the most important members, I think, of our assembled gathering this afternoon, this evening, and the really hard work that you and your peers have done. You are here representing a much wider group, and my congratulations to you already for the work that you've done. If I can also welcome the people that have been involved with the challenge today. We have Tension Twisted Realities. Stuart Miller is with us. Welcome, Stuart. Thank you very much for being here. And I've got to read this out so I don't get it wrong. The Lincoln Music Service and Friends of Lincolnshire School Orchestras, David Chambers, I believe at the back. Yes, welcome. Simon Tilley of Hockerton Housing Project Trading Limited, I don't think can be with us today, sends his apologies, but we thank him in his absence. I know we've got some presentations to follow today on that project. If I can also extend my welcome to other businesses, representatives from industry that are with us this evening. Really great to have you here. And also representatives of Lincolnshire County Council and our advisory board members. We must, of course, not forget the staff who have supported, those here present today and those more broadly. Really appreciate everything that they have done to get us to this point today. We are absolutely delighted to be part of this partnership working. It's really critical that we produce graduates from our business and management programs and related programs that study this module who can be doers as well as thinkers. We want people to be critical thinkers and to challenge current thinking. But we also need people to be able to do things and provide very practical, real solutions to real business problems. And Herbert's module absolutely enables students to do it, and it's an absolute celebration of everything that we stand for here in the business school. It's so important that students get the opportunity to undertake live projects, real projects with real organisations. We can do lots with textbooks, we can do lots with whizzy technology, but it's really important that students experience what it's really like to work with an organisation and tackle real problems. So we're very grateful and thank you all for your support in that. And so we're looking at digital challenges, particularly in this forum today. We've had our own digital challenges earlier, so apologies for the slightly late start, but it just goes to show how important this area is and how important it is we push and challenge ourselves to do more. And that's what we can offer and what we are celebrating today. New ways, fresh ways of looking at maybe existing problems that people have wrestled with. And we're delighted to have these fresh pairs of eyes on these problems. So today we are celebrating the work that students have been working on since October last year, 2022. Before Christmas, they produced posters analysing the problems. And I was very pleased to be able to get along. I was a little bit late. I think all the sandwiches had gone by the time I arrived, but a bit late to get to the poster presentations. But we had a great poster presentation exhibition. where lots of different groups of students presented their posters. Today we're at the award ceremony where we are welcoming the very best of those posters. So congratulations, you're winners already. But we are going to do a little bit of voting later, and I'm sure other people who know how the technology and the mechanisms of that will work will explain that more. But please do enjoy your evening. Do celebrate with us. Good luck to everyone who's presenting. You're going to be fab. Don't worry, can't be any worse than me with my croaky voice. Yes, I'll hand over to... Back to you. Fabulous. Thank you, Tars.
Thank you very much, Joanna. Yeah, that's great. So
I'm going to cut right across you, if that's all right.
So actually, I just wanted to play a short film for you, actually. So I'm just going to do that now. And then we'll move on to our next speaker.
ECV was started as my college project, and now we sell our wheel covers all around the world. Around 20% of the North Sea region's population live in rural areas, where a larger share of businesses are small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs. These businesses could be vulnerable to many uncertainties and challenges that digital transformation poses to them. This could include the struggle to keep up with the rapidly developing technologies, lack of awareness of their digital needs and potentials, access to new markets, scaling up and cooperation in a transnational environment. To help SMEs to overcome these challenges, a change in mindset is needed. This is where the UoL 4.0 challenge comes into play. UoL 4.0 challenge is a project that runs in collaboration with the University of Lincoln, Com3, North Sea region partners, Business Lincolnshire, as well as the local SMEs. The project involves SMEs presenting their digital challenges to the University of Lincoln students in the Operations Management module. The students then work collaboratively to develop a theoretically underpinned idea which could help to improve SMEs' potential through adoption of digital technologies and implementations of Industry 4.0. The students would then present this idea to participating SMEs and academics. It's then up to the SMEs to choose the digital solution that would work for them and decide whether to implement it or not. If you're a local business and have a digital challenge that our students can help you to solve, then please email uolchallenge@lincoln.se.uk. Are you ready?
Great. So that gives you a bit of an insight in terms of what the UoL 4.0 challenge is all about there. Of course, those that are taking part will very much be sort of immersed into what it's all about. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Herbert who will talk about 4.0 challenge.
Thank you, Tazil. Can you go to the next slide? I think this has been done by the video. So what I'll try to do, I'll try to perhaps go on to the approach, the strategy, challenge-based learning. So we know what the initiative is, but this initiative is based on the challenge-based learning. So what is it about? It is about using real challenges and then putting them at the center of student learning. So this allows students to learn by doing. So it is an experiential learning approach. So by doing that, students become creators of their own knowledge. They control their own learning process. So this is what has happened from October. I remember at the beginning, there was so much anxiety from the students, wondering how they were going to be able to really produce solutions that the companies were going to like. But at the end, I think it is worth it because it allows you to understand the world of industry. So in so doing, it allows us to connect with the local industry to work together. And there are benefits for students and for industry as well. Next slide, please. Before this.
One after
Okay.
this.
Okay. So, okay. So challenge-based learning, it's about engaging with industry, allowing students to get problems that they can work through, and then producing solutions. So the engagement is about, therefore, providing challenges that are worthwhile, that are challenging from the local community. So that's what we've been doing. Now, as we do that, the starting point is what we call the big idea, because it's focused on the local community. So what is it in our community that we want to work on? Our area of focus that we find interesting. That's the big idea. The essential question is about articulating the big idea, to understand it better, to frame what we want students to work on, so that it is actionable for them. That's the essential question. From there, we'll move on to the challenge. So what happened in the background, the academic team and even the project team worked with industry to come up with the challenge, and then the challenge were given to the students. So to make it easy for students, we provide guidance through guiding questions and guiding activities. So what we're going to see next, we'll see that the challenge comes with the guiding activities. So the guiding activities really define the area where we need to find the solution. So it's guiding the students. And also in that, we need to come up with the solutions, to do evaluation of the solutions, to publish results. The poster exhibition is one way of publishing. What we're doing right now, it's also being streamed live. So we're making the output from the project available for everyone. Next slide, please. So in terms of our challenge, our big idea is about the digital technologies and linkage. That's our big idea. That's our focus area. That's our area of interest. So our essential question, what we want to know about our area of focus, it's about how adoption of digital technologies may impact our local economy. That's what we want to know. And this is what the students have been working on from October. So to provide structure to students, we say that challenge-based learning, students control their own learning, but we guide them. So in terms of guiding them, we provide them with a problem-solving process that they go through. So they've gone through challenge structuring. So from challenge, you need to understand the challenge. That's challenge structuring. You can't solve a problem without understanding it. You have to understand it first, then you solve the problem. So once you understand the problem, then you begin to look for alternative solutions. And from there, you evaluate the solutions and select the most suitable solution. Now, coming with solutions is not the end. You need to look back at the process of solving the problem. What went well, what didn't go so well. So you need to learn from the experience. That's what challenge reflection is about. And then the output was the poster. So what is being presented today by the students is the work that is in their poster. So these are the challenges that we are working with. from the companies. Turned and Twisted provided 2 challenges, and then the guiding questions. I won't go through the details. The students will provide that as they go through their solutions. And then we've got Hackathon Housing as well. And then from Lincolnshire Music Service and the Friends of Lincolnshire Orchestra. So the time we've been waiting for, the reason why we're here, starts from here. So I'll hand over to the controller to get the student to present their solutions.
Right, I think without further ado, it's our first team up. So I'd like to invite Team B2 down for their presentation, and if you want to introduce yourself to our audience. Yes, I do. Stage is yours.
Hello, so I'm Will.
And I'm Casey, and we're Team B2. So if you'd like to scan our QR code to view our Padlet, this just shows our poster in more detail as we go through the presentation.
We'll also show some of our solutions in practice as well.
Yeah.
There's a few videos.
Has everyone got that? I'll move on. Yep.
So Lincolnshire Music Service is a county-run organisation. They provide music education across the county through schools, music hubs. They offer a range of opportunities for young people, including group concerts and also individual and group music lessons across a range of prices. They aim to provide accessibility and promote enjoyment of music for the whole county.
So the challenge that Lincolnshire Music Service gave us was to try and increase their engagement on their social media platforms that already existed, while lawfully keeping in line with the child safety guidelines. Their main target audience for what they wanted to engage with was the students that took their classes at Lincolnshire Music Service.
So beginning with our situation analysis, we applied PESTLE and identified the most important points being funding, as this was dependent on the council and the National Arts Council, therefore it could only be allocated to certain things within the sector. Social media was an important part due to the specific challenge and how much it's widely used. And technology was also a great part of our challenge.
So when looking at our SWOT analysis, some of the strengths that we found with Lincolnshire Music Services, they already have these established platforms which should have some following, as well as the opportunity of social media being a great platform in order to give an outreach to more people you're already with. A weakness though that we found when we were talking to Lincolnshire Music Service is that their communications team is quite spread thin between the organisation, meaning that they have other responsibilities other than social media. With this information, we worked out that we needed to make sure that our solution was something that wasn't too expensive due to funding and also quick to implement. So one of our brainstorming ideas that we used was the Lotus Blossom. This allowed us to gather up our ideas and then split them into smaller segments, being able to go into them in more detail. Through doing this, we can repeat ideas and branching off details.
Secondly, we use the mind mapping technique. We use this mainly to develop more creative solutions for the social media, such as an improved logo and some content ideas.
So moving on to our final solution. We combined 3 of our different ideas from our brainstorming. One of them a way to create video content where Lincolnshire Music Service will ask their students to record themselves learning something, playing something that they've learned in lesson and uploading it and tagging Lincolnshire Music Service and allowing them to post their content. Another one being that Lincolnshire Music Service can host a talent show that maybe has a theme of Britain's Got Talent in order to maybe gain interest and make video content out of for their social media, as well as helping them organise their social medias with a content calendar so they know when and what to post.
So some benefits of our solutions, we chose 3. They all are at minimal extra cost and extra time for the team. We also chose a solution that is more targeted towards the operations behind social media marketing, and then 2 solutions that are more targeted towards directly increasing engagement through content ideas.
So one of the biggest limitations we found with our solution is that it requires a lot of dependence on the students to be involved with the solutions. So if, for example, if you've not got the students wanting to make videos or take part, then you've got no content. So we thought that it might be best for them to add some incentives, maybe like a small reward for making a video or a prize for the talent show.
So reflecting on our challenge, initially we had feelings of unsure on how to approach the challenge, as many of us hadn't experienced working in such a large group. Evaluating the challenge, overall we worked well as a team and we were able to work within our schedule and submit on time.
One of the main struggles that we did find with this task is delegation. It's mainly because we had a large group of people and it was very difficult to make sure that everyone had the same amount of work, as well as there'd be times where we'd be just looking around trying to find a meeting space and being unable to find one and kind of wasted a lot of time. So if I was to do this again, I'd say that we could spend some time discussing our strengths and weaknesses as a team to work out what ways best to delegate our tasks and maybe booking rooms to make sure that no time's wasted trying to find a space.
Thank you for listening.
You too. Yeah, take a seat. All right, that's great. Thank you very much. So next on our list is Team B3. Come down. Start by introducing yourselves and off you go.
Our team, B3, worked on solving social media issues of Lincolnshire Music Service. We propose the organization of current social media content to be more engaged in the marketplace. Next please. Launched in 2012 and funded by Arts Council England, Lincolnshire Music Service believes that every children should have access to equal opportunities, and therefore offers music support across Lincolnshire. Next, please. Next, please. Looking at the best analysis, we have developed a solution based on key external aspects that affect on organizational performance. These factors provide information how to improve the business direction, its brand position, growth targets, and risks. It encourages the development of external and strategic thinking, anticipate future business threats, and take action to avoid or minimize their impact. It can help determine the validity of existing services and define new product development. It can be used in marketing and strategic business planning, organizational change, workforce planning, product development of the organization.
As well as a pastoral analysis, we also did a TALS matrix for the Lincolnshire Music Service, which allowed us to generate new strategies from using the SWOT that we did initially by maximising and minimising weaknesses, opportunities and threats. And from these strategies, we found the biggest takeaway here was the threat of safeguarding issue when it comes to making digital solutions for the Lincolnshire Music Service. We also found that the lack of different user features on their social media page was also a disadvantage to them, so we came up with brainstorming solutions for this. Which brings us to the brainstorming section where we use the Lotus blossom technique, which allowed us to come up with 4 solutions for the machine music service based on the strategies from the Towers matrix. And from this, it has the main central idea of what they break off into smaller individual parts, and the central theme was increasing social media engagement safely with students. From there, we generated outwards. From these ideas, we came up with 4 main solutions that we thought best fit the criteria that allowed it to work with the music service best, as they had limited resources.
So I'm going to be talking to you about our evaluation process and the solutions we selected. So following on from the previous section, which led to us devising 4 solutions, however, upon evaluation, we decided to rule out the idea of not cross-posting on the different social media channels, as this would be too time-consuming, and instead decided that the implementation of 3 smaller solutions would be much more realistic and therefore beneficial, and we made some examples of what this could look like. So regularly posting Instagram stories, including interactive features such as polls, quizzes, emoji sliders and countdown stickers, all can be utilised to boost engagement rates by prolonging the amount of time consumers will spend on the post, whilst the shoppable sticker and swipe up links are a convenient way to promote ticket sales. Around the time of events, this can then be followed by Instagram highlights, which can boost engagement by keeping all related content in a convenient location at the top of the social media page. So research conducted by Twitter concludes that as a brand, Lincolnshire Music Service can expect to see a 50% increase in engagement by using hashtags. And doing this should actually increase the chance of them being retweeted by 55%. However, it is recommended to only use 1 or 2 hashtags, since it was discovered that tweets containing just 1 or 2 hashtags have a higher engagement rate by 21% than those containing 3 or more, and using 3 or more can actually drop engagement by 17%.
So to reflect on the challenge, we used the Give Reflective Cycle framework. So starting with the description, we would set the challenge of providing Lincolnshire Music Service with ways that they could improve their social media engagement. So upon reflection of our feelings, we all feel very proud of the outcome, but more specifically the way in which we handled the process through our planning and communication. This feeling links to our evaluation, because inevitably we were faced with problems throughout the challenge, such as our differing ideas and opinions, but through our cooperation and communication we were able to solve these issues. Therefore, upon analysis of the project, we feel that our strength was our preparation and planning for each meeting, but through holding them virtually, this did sometimes hinder communication. Therefore, in conclusion, we have all learned that holding meetings virtually isn't always successful, but learning from this and moving forward, we've developed the action plan. If we were to be faced with a problem like this again, we would hold face-to-face meetings, and also we thought that we would find it beneficial from interacting more with the chosen business to help support our work and give us more understanding of the context of the business. So that's our reflection on the challenge. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Team B3, so great insights there. Next up, we have Team
You go. Perfect. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Will.
My name is Nadine.
My name is Ty. And today we are talking about Friends of Lincolnshire Schools Orchestra as the UoL 4.0 challenge.
So a brief summary of the charity. It's a Lincoln-based charity that supports 4 musical groups, and it also acts as a shoulder to the Lincolnshire Music Service, helping to bring in funding.
So when it came to what the challenge was, this is how Flinzo can bring in new sources of funding. Some of the related questions based off this challenge is how can Flinzo find a way to interact with its younger audience? How can Flinzo use the power of the online world to optimise itself?
So we use two analysis tools to evaluate Flinzo as a charity, Pestle and SWOT.
So once again, we use pest analysis. I get it's a little bit to read right now, so I'll just give people a couple of seconds so you can just read a couple of things that we've analysed as a whole. Everyone all good? All good? Next slide, please. So overall, we have 3 main points. I think the main point it was the cost of living crisis. Cost of living crisis is a major issue for everyone right now, and Flinzo has poor funding as it is. So we need to be self-aware. We can't release any too massive events. Need to afford for a budget. Another issue that they have for Flinzo is safeguarding issues as well, especially with working with young children or people who don't have consent to post stuff online. That's another issue that we want to talk about as well. Go next slide, please.
So this is our SWOT analysis taken from our poster. The main points that we found were that the strengths were having full creativity in rebranding and relaunching the website. The weaknesses were that there were limited resources available, such as people and funding. Opportunities were that the relaunch of it can be supported by the Lincolnshire Music Service for more exposure. And lastly, the threats were the inability to reach target groups due to social media age restrictions.
So once we had decided this position and what the company was, the first brainstorming idea that we went with was Lotus Blossom. As you can see at the bottom, you've got the challenge, and all the ideas come from the stem of the challenge. I'll give you a second to look at some of the results that came from that. After that, we also decided to do a classical brainstorming solution. As you can see at the bottom again, you've got the challenge, you redefine the challenge, and then you split it off into 2 and then start thinking of ideas based off that. Again, there's some of the results that came off that. So the 2 main solutions that we were happy with was renovating the website with a donation page and also live stream concert in the Lincoln Cathedral. We use the advantage/disadvantage table to look at the best position in the 2. So at the top, you've got the 2 solutions, and along the side, you've got the characteristics. So below is the plus, minus, and interesting thing. So we decided that we're going to go with the renovation of the website and also with the donation page. So this also helps to reinforce that by looking at the positives, the negatives, and also some potential interesting points within it.
So yeah, as we said before, the final solution that we're going to do is renovate the website and also make available a GoFundMe page so people can have a link for all social medias and all websites so they can donate to the company, and also it will not cost as much as other events that we've said before. So this is the pro solution for our website. For our website earlier, it was quite outdated. My colour was brown, so I just decided to make it a little bit more user-friendly, make it more interactive for everyone. So as is like meet the team, you can join it, information and donations as well. That will go to the GoFundMe page that we'll speak to later. But it's all these sections are going to be much more interactive to everyone and, as I said before, user-friendly, like social media as well. Next slide, please. So this is the GoFundMe page that we've set up as well for Flinzo. The target so far, we'll start big, try and go £10,000 for everyone. So just quite simple, little GoFundMe page, but we'll actually do a lot for Flinzo. Next slide, please. And for our Gibbs reflective cycle, used it as well. As working as a team, I feel like everyone felt optimistic when working together. I feel like by the end of it, everyone was very proud of what we did. I'll say the major issues that we had was organising meetings to get everyone involved. We had a group of 6, so that get everyone at the same time has been a bit of an issue. But majority of the time, everyone has been very committed to working as a team. Everyone's been delegated jobs well, and everyone's done to the best of their ability. So overall, there's been maybe 1 or 2 issues, but overall, we've really enjoyed this experience, and hopefully we can improve Flinzo and other companies in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Some great insights and great ideas there as well. Right, for our next team then, E1.
Perfect. So I'm Nat, this is Renee, and we'll begin with the company background and address the challenge and the challenge structure using SWOT.
Following this, we'll do a brainstorm of our solutions and selecting which we believe to be most appropriate.
So the company background, they've been supporting sustainability since 1996. They're a not-for-profit organisation, so that doesn't mean they don't need to make money. They also provide consulting services as well as host tours and courses on sustainability in meeting houses. So who are they? They are a community of sustainable houses. It's a business and a co-housing development all at one. Their mission is to act as an example of change towards ecological and sustainable living.
The challenge was to suggest appropriate methods in which the Hopkinton Housing Project can improve the information of sustainability. To begin the challenge structuring, we did a test and analysis which looks at the external influences on the company, the most influential being environmental and technological. For environmental, the individuals share the land and resources, so are encouraged to grow their own food and maintain the land.
And next we have technological. We feel this is one of the most important topics. It's their main source of income. They need to use social media better to push their sustainability and eco homes for the next generation, to make a bigger impact for future generations after them. They could also create a better website as a Facebook company and needs to hold the user's attention. So next we have the SWOT analysis on Hopkinton Housing Project. The two key aspects of the SWOT analysis that we think are the most important are threats and opportunities.
One threat being low social media knowledge, which can be countered using the low maintenance social media accounts such as Twitter and Facebook, as shown on the opportunities side, as they're easy to navigate and create accounts for.
Next, we have one of the threats of the housing project is a small marketing team, as they often have higher workloads and other commitments throughout the day, things to do. One opportunity that could counter this would be the community expansion. By using the entire community that people live in there to delegate the workload, it will free up some of the marketing management team and social media aspects of the business, allow them to push sustainability even further.
Next is our brainstorming. I'll just give you a few seconds just to look over all of our ideas, because there is quite a lot of them. So one of the key aspects we believe to be quite significant is the lack of social media usage, as they do have social media accounts, but they've not posted on very regularly. So they could reuse posts from different accounts onto different things. So use the same post from Facebook, put them onto Twitter, or even using Twitter to Instagram, just using them across the platforms.
Another one is the website is old and hard to navigate, as I said previously. It's unengaging and will lead to people not utilising it. By making the website easier to use and clearer, it will have a sustainable repetition going forward. So next we have one of our solutions would be, coming off what I said, the website renovation. Like I said, the website is difficult to use. By improving it, it will allow for more engagement with the project. One of the things they could do is they could possibly add a subscription service for the videos. They sell videos and stuff online. This will add revenue and they could reinvest within the business to help push sustainability. Overall, it gained a +8 ranking, improving the website gained a +8 ranking, meaning that through improving engagement. Through improving engagement, it will allow the website to be easy to use, easier to navigate, and hold people's attention more.
For the social media analysis, I completed a force field analysis, which ranks the forces for and against the use of social media. As shown at the bottom just here, the for forces ranked higher than the against forces. They can create the desired content at a minimal cost and can also navigate more people to their paid videos on the website.
So finally, the final solution, two things that we think Hopkinton Housing Project could do to improve the most. First of all, obviously, would be create the sustainability-based focused social media page. It allows them to push sustainability and push it to the future generations, which are going to be the next people with sustainability.
And then when redesigning their website, we said specifically their shop. We believe this would be a good structure as it shows people what they'll be accessing, and it allows the company to choose the price in which they charge for the subscription. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Great work. And next up, we've got Team A.
So, hello everyone, I'm Kyle. This is Ben.
And I am Anastasia.
And this is our presentation for the UoL 4.0 challenge for attention to realities. So, attention to realities is Lincoln's #1 escape room venue. They offer different virtual reality experiences, as well as they run 18+ nights quizzes, which are overall a venue for all ages. So, our solution suggested they utilise the use of inbound marketing through the improvement of their media image and the addition of the photo zone. Prior to this presentation, we created an infographic analysing the solutions that we presented into more detail using different frameworks.
Beginning with SWOT analysis, we identified that the company has a wide range of activities, and original escape rooms are a unique selling point. So the biggest probably opportunity is to use social media marketing more, and as was mentioned before, the biggest threat was current economic crisis and the purchasing power decrease. So, and some of the weaknesses, as mentioned before, also as we said already, it was social media marketing and little use of mainstream media. Then we, next slide please. Then we went to the puzzle analysis. We analyzed external factors that affected the company. So probably the most influential was, as I mentioned, economic factors. Next slide, please. Then we went to brainstorming the solution, and we came up with different ideas for the presentation. So some of our ideas were to create a photo zone with a logo in order to take photo on the background and background and to create a nice visual. Then it was a blog post about the escape room and posting some Instagram stories with different interactive tasks, and also create a content plan for TikTok. Next slide, please. Then we dived deeper and went into 3 different areas, 3 different guiding questions that we had. It was social media promotion and video content. So some of our ideas were to create funny TikTok, because it's interactive with your consumers, and they will feel more connected to the company, and they will engage with your business. And so then post photos on Facebook and not on TikTok, because it's more about fun, and also probably collaborate with some local companies. And then we went to the evaluation of our ideas.
So here is an evaluation of one of our solutions, which was the photo zone that I mentioned, using a PMI table. As we can see, it's a great marketing tool and it's inexpensive by the score at the bottom. However, there's no direct financial benefit to utilising this. It can take up some space. Next slide, please. Here is the analysis of some more solutions that we're proposing in the generating ideas process using the polar representation model. So we have creating YouTube content, a sponsored post, and a blog post on an escape room. As we can see here, a sponsored post, for example, is on the lower end of the graph. Therefore, it means it's technically bad because it'd be more expensive, whereas YouTube is a cheaper alternative to get your point across. Here's an example of how Tension can increase their social media marketing and make it more beneficial. So here's a before example, and here's an after, if you want to take a minute to look. Next, please. And finally, we reflected using Gibbs reflective cycle. At first, the group felt unsure about the structure and the process. However, as time passed, we were more reassured. We feel like everyone worked well together, contributed evenly, and attended everything. However, if we were to do this again, we'd make sure that we prepared for the meetings. And yeah, that's everything. Thank you for listening.
Great, and that concludes our presentations for this evening. So thank you and well done to all the groups that come up and presented their ideas and thoughts and solutions there. Just before I move on, obviously just a thank you to David and Stuart who have sort of come in today and sort of been part of the process and allowing our students to sort of work on your sort of problem, if you like, so to speak. So, and unfortunately, Simon not able to make it with us, so thank you to him as well. Right, so we're going to move on to Bradley, so who's a former student who's gone through the 4.0 challenge himself and will be sharing his experience. So Bradley, if you want to go on.
Can I borrow the magic one?
So, obviously, my name is Brad. I'm an Orderwise online store technician. To work for Orderwise, and there's my LinkedIn in case anyone's interested afterwards. So, a little bit about myself. Again, online store technician, and my role requires me to work with e-commerce managers, managing directors, website designers, along with our in-house web developers and our project managers to provide a professional service for customers. Orderwise, as a company, they're a leading UK enterprise resource planning system, a web store host and a cloud hosting provider, and of course I work in the web store. We have Wide Robotics, which can run in an Amazon warehouse, and in the warehouse usually a picker has to walk over to the stock, bring it back. The robots bring the entire shelf to the picker, spin it, show them where to pick, take it back, which integrates with our database software as well, and the web store. And they have high street brand customers. So Gift Universe, the red five stores you see, they're Orderwise customers. Mathmos, the creator of the lava lamp, is an Orderwise customer. New Look, their warehousing is obviously run on the Orderwise database as well. Opportunities, progression within the Forterra group. So Orderwise has just been taken over by Forterra Group, who have an EBITDA of £120 million, which is quite a large income. And there are pathways up within the Forterra Group, the career lattice. Progression within the business currently to a web project manager role, which I'm currently working towards, and I would love to work in. And then my responsibilities so far. So at the minute, I provide integration support between the customer's database and our online store, which requires knowledge of SQL code and require knowledge of breaking down an XML to the language that the online store uses to speak to the database. So I support customers with their email marketing, so order success emails and the triggers behind those. It could be also, so if there's an account manager, I have to set the shortcodes within the emails that allow the account manager to approve the emails for the purchasing people in the company. I also help to integrate Google Analytics, Google Merchant, and Google PageSpeed Insights to provide a professional service for our customers. I provide suggestions and support on search engine optimization, metadata, and Google Tag Manager. I also provide support with website design and functionality such as styling, menus, and third-party scripts to the website. So I also manage plugins. So sometimes we get a plugin that does a lot of the work for the customer themselves, so the customer doesn't have to go in and do all the heavy work, and there's less room for the customer to mess up the work and cause more things to have to be fixed. I have my team and the customers with SQL code, which I'm not going to lie, I'm not professional at yet, but I'm working my way there. And every day is a learning day at Orderwise. I provide suggestions and integrations with CRM technology such as MailChimp, which automates mail services to your customers, and you can sort of customize and choose exactly what you want each customer to see. For my journey so far, the UoL 4.0 challenge. I provided a real-world digital marketing solution for an SME called White 7 in Lincoln. They're a wedding chauffeur company, based in Lincolnshire. My team created a digitalized marketing strategy, including social media marketing, email marketing, targeted advertising, using customer data and metadata, as I mentioned in my previous slide. Engagement with high-level teamwork, critical thinking, and time management were key for me to succeed in the project and helped me get to where I am today. Research and implemented digital marketing framework and processes that I did not know at that point because I studied business management undergrad, and we didn't really cover that in that. Pushed the limit of my knowledge, and I was forced to learn more and to provide a winning idea because with the current knowledge pool that I had, it wasn't enough to provide a solution for Y7. I provided the opportunity to work with like-minded students and share ideas, building our knowledge pool. Also introduced me to new technologies and marketing concepts that we then passed over to Y7. And that takes me on to my Masters in Digital Marketing. The UoL 4.0 challenge started my journey and interest in digital marketing, because if I didn't partake in the competition, I probably wouldn't have studied my Masters in Digital Marketing. I transferred the experience of working on a real-world solution for an SME to my Masters when working with another SME, Beerheads, and I got first in that project, which I'm very proud of because it's my favourite one. I developed my understanding of digital marketing through the knowledge and support of my lecturers and peers, such as Chang and Victoria, who are very, very supportive and wanted the best for us at all times. I accessed cutting-edge technology and digital marketing frameworks while studying, improving my employability skills and my research skills, which could also improve employability skills. High-level critical discussions with guest lecturers, my colleagues and tutors built my knowledge of the subject, and it also made me check myself sometimes. If I had a theory or concept in my head, and I had it wrong, I'd be brought up by my peers in a safe manner within the classroom. It created confidence and interpersonal skills that I use in my professional life every day. Prepared me for a career in my professional environment because you guys and postgrad, you're not just students, but you're professionals at the end of the day, and you're preparing yourself for the business you'll be going into. So my professional journey, order-wise. I transferred skills such as time management, critical thinking, high-level teamwork, and the professional work behaviour I learned alongside SMEs in my 4.0 project and my Masters. Skills such as search engine optimization knowledge, previous work with businesses during my entry to the 4.0 challenge, and digital marketing allowed me to move into my professional life a lot quicker than it would have been if I didn't do so. Problem-solving skills learned during both the 4.0 challenge and my Master's studies helped me excel in investigating issues for customers, because we'll get a ticket in, it'll be a long investigation, and the process of having to work on a challenge, find the solution, implement it is a constant process of my work. And without the 4.0 skills, I wouldn't have been in a mind frame ready for that. I utilize skills, frameworks, and experience from my Masters every day to help me provide a high-level professional solution to customers. And the planning a business strategy, such as the Y7 strategy, directly transfers into the SEO and marketing work I carry out for customers. And again, with Chang, I had budgeting for business on my Masters, which passed over to 4.0 technologies as well, and the future. So hopefully, career goals are order-wise, again, progress into a web project manager position, and then up into the 4.0 family. Growing Pixel Enterprise, a digital marketing agency I created with colleagues I met during the challenge and during the time of my Masters with Chang. Research during my Masters helped me in my professional development with blockchain research and investment, improving my employability skills further, because I have access to a field that not lots of people, especially my age, are interested in or know anything about. Interacting with the university through events like this as alumni is a great way to network and pass my experience on to you guys. And now some advice as well for you. Do not take a back seat. Ask questions, challenge theories, and brainstorm with colleagues, as a bigger knowledge pool obviously is better. Take initiative in your work and integrate real-life industry 4.0 solutions to your work, and not just your work, but your life. Like at home, it sounds a little bit sad, but I have QR, NFC tags. So when I get in, I can tag it, and it'll take my phone off Do Not Disturb and all my settings for work. I can have it set alarms for the morning when I tap it on my bedside table. Yeah, quite good keeping on track of things. And staying open-minded. An open mind is often key to closed doors. Adapting your mindset as you grow as a professional is key, and you won't progress without doing so. Cultivating professional relationships with lecturers and colleagues. Building both personal and professional relationships is key to success. Remember, again, you're not just students, but professionals, and you're here to support each other in your career progression. And leave your comfort zone. Leaving your comfort zone while researching and writing assignments or applying yourself is professional, and it's key to self and career progression. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Bradley. Any questions for Bradley at all? Thank you for a very insightful sort of look into your journey as a student on the 4.0 challenge, and of course, some great recommendations and guidance there for our students as well. So, so moving forward, right, this is where I hand over to Chang, and Chang will explain exactly how the voting system works.
Fingers crossed, let's hope that this is going to work. I just have to say, I was so impressed by every single presentations, and I just wish the time can pause for us to really look into your hard work, your resilience, your collaboration, your detailed analysis into every single part of your journey through every single stage that you all walked through. But unfortunately, today we have very limited time and we couldn't do that. But I believe by the end of this project, all these presentations we will be sharing with everyone. And I think at the moment, all the students are able to access that altogether. But we're definitely going to forward them to the businesses. And for me, I definitely was able to see, oh my goodness, there's so many really good ideas floating on obviously the presentation slides, but then a lot of them definitely needs some more in-depth discussions, and also the curiosity you guys have, and then the experience you've already accumulated, you know, to get into some of the solutions, to make sure that you can take actions and then make some suggestions to the businesses going forward. And I have to say on this point, I wanted to mention this particular team, Casey and Will, because you did your scan, your QR code really nicely, and but then you moved on really quickly. But when I went into your Padlet wall, it was absolutely amazing. You forgot not only the whole process of your journey, some of these models you applied, but you actually created some videos, really interesting videos. I wanted to play, but I couldn't. I will watch it later on when I get home. And every single team, and I just feel really, really impressed on how you actually worked together. The Lotus, discussion, the ideas generation is unbelievable. But again, this is definitely, don't see this as the full stop. This is the semicolon. This is a comma. This is a dash, as the punctuation in your journey. Okay. And beyond this project, I'm sure we'll have more opportunities to involve you, and businesses will definitely will be very interested in how you can probably continue this kind of discussion with them. So on this note, has everybody got the scan QR code? Is it working? Brilliant. Absolutely. So, sorry?
I pressed something, I think.
Yes, you are allowed to press. Absolutely, Joanna, you are allowed to press. Yes.
No,
So up and down, up and down. Definitely put your votes in and vote for those presentations you enjoy the most. And then definitely this is everyone, every team is the winner, okay? But then we want to see what exactly the audiences feel. So we have 5 presentations, and I think the setting allowed me to set for every single audience to put in once. So try to stick to that, okay? Okay? I'm watching you online, your digital footprint. Okay. I checked it earlier and it was working. So hopefully. So I hope most of you have already put in your votes, right? Fabulous. Yeah. Yeah. It's going up. Yeah. And I wanted to congratulate everyone at this point about, I know with Herbert, absolutely, lots of hours, not only engaging in the lectures and the seminars, but extra hours as a colleague that I observe, as well as, the preparation, the coordination of this project. So definitely, I think at this point, I just want to say thank you, Herbert, for putting all the teams together, getting all the slides in. And I think you're an amazing colleague. And certainly, as a lecturer, I think you have made such a, really positive impact on the students on this module. So well done. Fabulous. And then also another star coming back. I wanted just to comment on what Bradley. I was really impressed by Bradley's presentation, and I can see probably I think a lot of you would agree with me, is you're able to see in such a short period of time his journey, gaining experience, skills, and knowledge from this project, and moving on towards his current career. So I think I can stop now. Everyone's voted. That's great. I think.
Still.
Oh, sorry.
Two to go,
It's
yeah.
gonna happen.
So we'll have to move on, yeah? Okay, so at this moment in time, whilst we're sort of placing all the votes and see where teams rank, I'm going to hand over to Dr. Craig Marsh, and over to you.
Thank you, Taz, and evening, everyone. I'm head of college. I'm probably the least important person here tonight. You guys are the most important. I have a really grandiose title here, which is, that sounds like a really big deal. I'm not going to talk to a bunch of slides. I just wanted to reflect a couple of things back to you about what I've seen this evening and how this fits into what we do as a university. First of all, guys, that was absolutely awesome. So well done to all 5 teams. This is something that I don't miss. We put, I think, 700 or so probably students through the Challenge 4.0 now. And I've been around, I'm quite old, I've been around a long time. One of the things that always amazes me is how I have seen in the past loads of highly paid consultants coming in and doing this kind of presentation. And I'm not kidding. What you do often is much better than what they deliver as consultants. So the standard that we've seen again tonight is extraordinarily high. I mean, what a challenge, right? To have to get all of that into 5 minutes. I mean, that's a really tough ask. What you're demonstrating here is a really high level of skill, both in terms of the contents of the analysis you're doing, but also in making that presentation in such a short time and getting that impact over. So you've all done that really well tonight. So congratulations to all of you. So why is this so important to us? I mean, one of the reasons why I love coming to this is because, Herbert talked a bit about the challenge-based learning process a little bit on. What it's doing is it's turning the traditional idea of learning around. So, normally when you learn, you expect to come into a classroom, to be taught stuff, and then you go out, hopefully, and take that stuff out into the workplace and use it. What this is doing is flipping that on its head. So what you're doing is bringing a challenge in from the workplace, which is given by our sponsors, and you're learning from that challenge. You're learning your skills by starting with the challenge and working outwards. Now, I've just been at a Dean's Conference, right? This is one of these events where business school deans from all over Europe get together. They were talking about how do we work with our students to make sure that you're getting the skills that they need for tomorrow. Well, here it is. This is how we do it. This is, in a sense, the solution. And I was able to talk to them about this 4.0 challenge, whereby you're solving real-life challenges and learning from that process. So it's right at the forefront. That's why this is absolutely part of what this university is doing. So in the university, if you ever bother to read it, in the university strategy, it says a couple of things. It says we will work with our region to develop solutions to their problems. And it says we will allow our students to learn the skills that those businesses need. And here you are. What are the skills that you've been learning through this process?
Rhetorical question.
What are the skills you've been learning through this process?
Ability to hold meetings, time management, like analysis as well, like just using what we do in a little time as well.
Time management, analysis, getting stuff done in a short space of time. Brilliant. Anything else? Teamwork. Yeah. What else have you been learning that you've shown tonight? You mentioned a couple of them yourself already. Leadership, problem solving. Anything else? Communication. What kind of communication have you been learning, particularly? So cross-cultural communication. Fantastic. One of the biggest challenges to communication. What about tonight?
What have you learned? What have you been learning to deliver tonight? Public speaking. Absolutely right. You did a really good job, by the way. So public speaking, but not only just public speaking, but public speaking in front of this scary audience, particularly your fellow students, but also in that really compressed timescale. Now, let me just tell you something that I picked up, and I'm going to read this because I'm old, so I can't remember it. So what we do is we build into our program, you might not know it yet, but we're building in what the World Economic Forum say employers need from their employees in the 21st century. So let me just say, the top 5, analysis and problem solving that you just mentioned. Working with people, right? So all of that stuff that AI can't do, working with people. So things you just mentioned, cross-cultural communication, teamwork, building stuff. One of the things that students always find is hard is to work in teams, right? That's always one thing. Communication of your activities. The use of technology and its development. Well, in fact, that's what this is all about, right? So you heard Brad talk about how the fact you learned some stuff that you hadn't done on your course. Actually, you was doing the Challenge 4.0. And self-management. So that time management, being able to deliver something. Those were the top 5 skills that they said employees need. Now, that's why this is so important, because companies, the World Economic Forum is saying that. That's a body that, to be reckoned with, to be learning all of those key skills. So this fits with the university's agenda. It's the modern version of learning. It's what our businesses are looking for. You're developing solutions for them, and you're learning all of that stuff that they get. So what is not to like about this project? That's one of the reasons I absolutely love it. So you've all done a fantastic job. What I did think is, when you've got the results, which I know you're all waiting for, so I'm going to shut up. So when you've got the results, if any of you would like to sort of hang around for a bit and not shoot off, and just talk about the presentations you've done tonight. I was having a chat with you two about this. Just a little bit about how I'm interested to hear how you go about putting that presentation together, how you relate what you're saying to what the slides are saying, how you relate what you're saying to the audience. If you want to have a chat about that, I'd be really interested to hear from you. And I'd also be very happy just to give you a little bit of feedback on how that came over, just to refine your techniques a little bit. So if you want to do that, I'm going to stay around later on, so just come and we can have a chat about that later on. That, by the way, is a student-only thing. Okay? If any of my academic colleagues would also like to stay around for that, and also that's absolutely fine. But sorry, you two are dismissed out of this. But no, in all seriousness, just a little bit of a chance to talk about how that went, and happy to give a bit of advice on that. So having done this quite a lot myself. Anyway, so I'm going to shut up now. Well done. Now for the results. You're all winners, but there has to be an ultimate one, right?
Yes. So, let's do the honours, Craig. Yeah.
I thought I was dismissed that one.
So in reverse order. So we did have a tie for second place, but so this is for 4th place.
Okay, so this is D3. I think you have to come out of this.
Oh, do it.
You know the most important thing about this? The photo. Okay? Yes. You should know that. This is going to go on Instagram.
Oh, lovely stuff.
Me as well. Photogenic at all. Not very nice.
So you hold this.
Oh, I'm
Okay, good effort. Well done, team. So this is the third place score. This is Team B2. Great job, team. Well done. Fantastic. So there you go. That's yours to hold. We'll get the they don't get an Instagram. Yeah, all sorted.
Yeah, it's silver winners.
Okay, so this is going to really give away who's in that one. Okay, so we have a joint second place, and that is between B3 and E1.
Do all of them.
So you're in one, right? So we do yours first, is that right? And B3, come on down. Fantastic. Keep on hold. I want to win something. Okay, all good. So has anybody managed to work this out yet? So the winners are indeed Team A1. That's your So congratulations to you. That's a certificate. Thank you very much. There you go.
Either one.
Well done, team. So now you have to put all that into practice and give us a 5-minute speech about what it's
No, not happening.
Anyway, as you said, well done to all of you, because I mean, obviously we know that there were many teams competing, so you guys are the finalists. So what do they say in the Top Gun? The best of the best. So fantastic. Well done, all of you.
Great, thank you very much. And it just leaves me to say, look, well, a big thank you to all of our students, to our businesses, to our advisory board members, and event staff and professional service staff who've also made this happen. So one final thing, we've got our marketing sort of team here who will be capturing sound bites, as well as sort of obviously the opportunity to catch up with Craig and talk about your sort of presentation. They would like to capture some sound bites from yourself. So just outside of the room, there is an opportunity, even if one or two of you from each team would like to sort of come and sort of meet our team to be able to sort of tell them about your presentation itself there. So that would be great. Otherwise, I think there's some tea and coffees outside. So yeah, please.
Right, give it a go. You go.